friends. I'm Pranav Sivanesh. So how many of you guys thought the US and Canada were friends because they were in the same continent and they both were English speaking countries? Well, it turns out they are friends, but the people are not friendly. So the Peace Arch on March, the Peace Arch, it is a border. So it was closed due to this COVID-19 and it was closed after both the governments agreed to close it. So now a survey was conducted in Canada, and out of 10 Canadians, 8 of them want the border to be closed. We're going to see why the Canadians are wanting the border to be closed. And secondly, we're going to see about the USA and China rising tensions. Recently, in the South China Sea, China had activated its killer ship or ship killer and threatened to destroy 2 US ships. We're going to see what is that ship killer and what has US done after hearing this threat. But before all that, if you're not subscribed to the channel, then go and subscribe and turn the notification bell on so that you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. Done? Super. Now let's go to the topic. First, let's see about the Peace Arch tension. So the Peace Arch is a 67-foot high testament to the close ties between Canada and the US. On March 21st, the arch was closed and was agreed upon by both the governments due to this COVID-19 situation. Commercial drivers that are delivering goods and other stuff are still permitted to cross the border. But in Canada, people with American license plates have reported being harassed or having the vehicles vandalized when they have the every right to be on the Canadian side. And one of Mr. Saunders' clients, an architect who was allowed to practice in Canada during the shutdown, says he was told to go back home because of his car. Ontario Provincial Police say a Canadian in the town of Huntsville filed a complaint after 2 men allegedly accosted him over his Florida license plate. These are two situations, life situations that happened to 2 different people. So one is a Canadian, one is an American. So the American was a client of Mr. Saunders and he was allowed to practice his business or any other things in Canada. But he was told to go back home, which is America, by the Canadians after seeing his license plate of his car. And another incident has happened in Huntsville, saying that there was a gentleman towards Huntsville getting gas in his vehicle, and 2 gentlemen approached him and said, "You're American, go home." And he said that, "I am Canadian, I live here." And they literally said, the 2 gentlemen literally said that, "No, we don't believe you, show us your passport." Second life example that happened to a Canadian who was told by 2 people to go back home just because of its license plate, which was a Florida license plate. This March, the non-commercial drivers crossing the border have dropped by nearly 95% according to the Canadian Border Services Agency, CBSA. So mainly what they mean is that the Canadians don't want Americans in their country because they're getting triggered even if they see a license plate from America. They are also getting concerned about what Americans are bringing in Canada. Now secondly, we're going to look at South China Sea, the US and China rising tensions. So China's military had already threatened to sink 2 aircraft carriers of the US when it activated its ballistic missiles. Admiral Liu Yan warned beforehand that China's new and highly capable DF-26 anti-ship ballistic and cruise missiles were more than capable of hitting US carriers, despite them being at the center of bubble of defensive escorts. He said, "What the United States fears the most is taking casualties." He also said that the loss of 1 super carrier would cost the US the life of 5,000 servicemen and women, and sinking 2 would just double the toll, which should be 10,000 servicemen and women. The Chinese state-controlled newspaper The Global Times said that the country's newest warheads were being deployed a month later into positions best suited at striking vessels in the East and South China Sea. This announcement came just days after the US warship had passed the Taiwan Strait and close to the Paracel Islands, which is Skisha Islands, claimed by China, Vietnam and Thailand to assert the international rules of the sea which govern rights of free passage. So Taiwan is situated in the worst position ever. Its location is very dangerous because it's so close to the Chinese mainland, and China has been trying forever to capture Taiwan. So Taiwan is another country, but in China, if you go and if you access Google Maps, it will show Taiwan as a state of China. That's it guys for this video. There's nothing else in this video. If you have any suggestions or ideas, then please email me at suggestions.2.pranav@gmail.com. And if you think there's some other reason why the Canadians don't want Americans in their country, then please leave it down in the comments below. And with that, I'll meet you in another video next week. Until then, bye, stay home, stay safe, peace.